So, friends, on this auspicious occasion of full moon Purnima, we will talk about Ketu. So, now comes the question, what is Ketu? How could Ketu be introduced? So, every soul must pass through 9 planetary classrooms, but only one planet teaches the final lesson. The lesson that decides whether your soul returns to earth or completes its journey of karma. That planet is Ketu. So, what is Ketu really? Ketu is not a planet. Ketu is a shadow of your past lives. It is where your soul has already mastered something or suffered something so deeply that now you feel detached from it. Ketu is the database of all your previous incarnations, your spiritual abilities, unfinished karmas, past life memories, hidden traumas, and hidden gifts. Many people say that Ketu is responsible for denial, Ketu is responsible for inflicting pain. So, which brings out this question that why Ketu brings pain. So, Ketu does not punish you, Ketu disconnects you from people, from desires, from identities, from illusions. When Ketu takes something away, it is not to hurt you, it is to free you from a karma that no longer belongs to you. This is why. People cry during Ketu periods but later say, that suffering awakened my real self. So, what could be the final spiritual lesson? Ketu's lesson is simple yet the most difficult for human beings: detachment from the temporary and awakening to the eternal. Ketu teaches you are not the body, you are not the titles, your achievements, your relationship, you're not even your past. Ketu strips away ego layer by layer until all that remains is the truth of your spirit. People also get worried about that if Ketu is in my 7th house, my relationship are going to be difficult. If it is in the 2nd house, my relationship with the family is going to be very difficult. So, how Ketu affects relationship? So, Ketu does not break relationship, Ketu breaks karmic attachments. It will attract people from your past lives only to complete an unfinished story. You meet, you intensely bond, then suddenly the connection fades because the purpose was karma closure, not lifelong companionship. When Ketu detaches you from someone, it is protecting you from repeating the same karmic loop again. Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. So friends, in this very spiritual and intuitive cosmic alignment, because at the time when I'm recording this video, it's a Thursday, moon is in the Rohini Nakshatra, it's also the energy of the Purnima as well. So I thought that what could be the topic which can honor this cosmic alignment. So the name which came to me or which got my attention is Ketu, because friends, because I also watch a lot of the content on people who are expert in Kundalini, chakra activation, Akashic record. Like in the morning only, I was like listening to this podcast on this channel, Speaking Tree, and over where the expert was like a past life therapy expert, and she was talking about something that one of her client, and when she looked at the soul journey and the Akashic record of the client, she got to know about certain specific information which reflect in a form of the person's problem and agony in this lifetime. So then I thought that obviously being an astrologer and having a knowledge of Vedic astrology, we can also at least try to connect. And obviously friends, anything from astrology which can give you information regarding the journey of your soul. So there are like 3 places in your ascendant chart where you have to give attention, which can give you precise information. So the first place is your moon nakshatra, second place is your 5th house, and third place is Ketu. So in this video we will study all the zodiac sign placement of Ketu and we will try to understand it on 4 levels. Like the very first is going to be that based on your Ketu's zodiac sign placement, what does it tell about the soul maturity? What does it tell about the intuition? What does it tell about any specific birthmarks? What does it tell about the relationship aspect? Because Ketu has been given this like reputation that Ketu can only detach, Ketu can only deny. But at the same time, we also talk about the soul level connection, soul level attraction. So all of that we will try to understand on the basis of Ketu's zodiac sign placement, and based on your like participation, your interest level, we can go deeper in that. Like there could be another video where we can talk about Ketu's like nakshatra placement, Ketu's house placement. So that is dependent on the level of interest and participation we will get in this video. And friends, to begin with, for all those people who are new to Vedic astrology, so how can Ketu be described? See, I always say that Ketu is the power of the meditation. Ketu is the power of the blessing. See, Jupiter can give you the blessing, but when and all those people who demonstrate some exceptional talents, these are the people who are supported and blessed by Ketu. Otherwise, how could you justify people like Srinivasa Ramanujam, people like Shakuntala Devi, who have that kind of power of like demonstrating some exceptional capabilities which are beyond human comprehension. And all those people like Nostradamus and Baba Yanga, all these people who have that power of prophecy, they all are being supported by Ketu. I always say that, friends, if you have wronged Saturn, the punishment can come in some different form. If you have wronged Jupiter, it can create hindrance and like obstacles in the path of your prosperity, your growth. But if you have wronged Ketu, so Ketu is a force and you have made the whole nature your enemy. Like all those people who become the victim of circumstances, that could be the punishment coming in from the planet Ketu. So Ketu is very strong, Ketu is very forceful, and based on its dignity in your chart, evolutionary level of the soul, Ketu is the only force which can give you ascension to your soul, which can burn all the karmas and which can pave path towards the moksha. If not in this lifetime, this could be some other lifetime, but it's Ketu only which holds the key for that. So yes friends, on this note, now we will try to understand Ketu's placement in different zodiac sign, and we will study it on the basis of these 4 parameters which I just presented. So friends, let's say for example, if your Ketu is placed in the Aries sign, now what does it tell about your soul maturity? What does it tell about your intuition, intuitive gifts? What does it tell about any specific birthmark? Do you have that on your body? Or this could be information about your relationship. So friends, to begin with the soul maturity. So this tells about a soul that has fought many battles in the past lives. Like this could be someone who has been a warrior, a commander, might be a hunter, a protector in the past life, and now you're tired of conflict so much, your soul is tired so much that it seeks peace. And friends, all these information which I have explained over here, it will become much more strong if you will get the validation in other 2 entities. If you remember at the introduction part, I mentioned this thing that the journey of your soul or all the picture of your soul from the ascendant chart can be decoded from Ketu, from your 5th house and from your moon nakshatra. Now let's say for example, your Ketu is placed in Aries, okay, and in your 5th house, you have like Mars and Saturn conjunct over there. Your moon nakshatra is also like this could be Ardra, this could be Mula. So that's how you have to connect everything. Being an astrology enthusiast, you are the instrument. So that means this is how you can connect all the dots. And what I have mentioned over here, that's the kind of information we get to know just via looking at Ketu's zodiac sign placement and specific info about your soul maturity. Now, when we talk about the intuitive gifts, so obviously, just because in your past life you might have dealt in all these combative situation. So it tells about that you will have that instant danger detection, psychic reflexes, and you will have that ability to sense aggression or hidden hostility. Like you go to any environment, you join a new workplace, and if someone is going to be very hostile, non friendly, you will automatically get that, you will automatically read that. Now when we talk about the birthmarks, now friends, birthmark is very important thing. In my case, being a Aries rising, Rahu very tightly conjunct with the ascendant degree, and means very close to the ascendant degree, and the ascendant lord Mars being in the 8th house of surgery conjunct with Saturn. I couldn't tell you how many times astrologer looking at my chart, they have asked me, like here I'm talking about telephonic readings, not even like they are seeing me in front. Hey, I just looked at your chart, do you have any injury mark on your forehead? I was like, oh my god, how can you figure it out? So yeah, Rahu Ketu, and especially Ketu tells about the birthmarks, like people who are like the chosen ones. So you might have the birthmark on the head, scalp, eyebrows, right side of face. Sometimes like this could be the scar from the childhood. Now friends, when we talk about the relationship, so there is going to be a possibility that you might be detached from the dominating partners, difficult to submit, you might need your own space, you may be unconsciously attract aggressive or impulsive individuals for the karmic closure. Okay friends, now moving ahead. Now let's say for example, if in your natal chart your Ketu is placed in the Taurus sign. So what does it tell about your maturity of your soul? So we can connect the dots in this way that past lives might be heavily tied to wealth, land, food, and sensual pleasure. There's going to be high possibility of that. It also tells about that just because of this, the time spent in the last lifetime, now the soul detaches from the material excess. See friends, that is the only reason, like if you will read the Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, and you will listen to the discourses of very enlightened spiritual beings like Osho, Jiddu Krishna Murthy ji, they all say that there have been those instances where someone, till the time that person was alive, he was so attached and fearful of his possession that someone is going to take it away and all, that those who are born in a next lifetime as an insect, as a pet, or in some extreme cases souls which have been still attached and they are denying to leave the earthly existence because it is so attached. So again friends, and that is the only reason when it comes down to the Ketu, which is the planet of liberation, the earth signs is a alarming thing. Earth signs, because over here there's a lot of the concerns of stability, attachment, which is in complete contradiction to the spiritual principles. In the spiritual world, letting go is the ultimate gift a person can have. So yes, past lives heavily tied to the wealth. Again, that is a different case. You might be a banker or you might be very wealthy person in the last lifetime, but you were holding very strongly to it. Now again, this is where you have to blend the three tools which I gave it to you. That Ketu is in Taurus. What is the state in your 5th house? Like, do you have like Venus in the Taurus in the 5th house? Do you have like earth sign being placed over there as well? And what is the state of your moon nakshatra? So all of that will give information. When we talk about the intuitive gifts, so friends, in your case, the psychic taste, you will have that like where we say that you pick up things based on your intuition. You went to buy a car and you have that gut feel, instincts. Whenever it comes down to any material possession or buying material things, you go by your gut feel. It hardly matters what is in the fashion or what is like being in the trend. For you, whatever feels you right at that point of time of making the purchase, making that decision, you go with it. You have the ability to intuitively get the energy from the food, from the objects, and even from the, like, some people who get the vibrations from the money as well. When we talk about the birthmarks, so if the Ketu energy is strong in your case, so you might have a birthmark, like kind of a mole on your throat, neck, the area around the vocal cords, lower jaw. And we say that because if we are talking about the birthmarks and all, so it affects the voice tone or the texture. So voice tone, basically. Now friends, when we talk about the relationship, the matters of relationship, so the person might have difficulty in trusting, a commitment issue, because this is all coming in from the past. The soul has memory. The person might feel emotionally blocked in a relationship, slow to attach and quick to detach if threatened. Now friends, when we talk about if your Ketu is placed in the Gemini, so what does it tell about the maturity of your soul? So a soul that has spent the past lives with intense intellectual or communication work, scholars, writers, astrologers, messengers, it might be a good placement for them. So see, again friends, because we are decoding the journey of the soul, three areas where you have to give attention. What is the state of the fifth house? Now let's say, for example, you being a Taurus Lagna, in your fifth house, you have like Mercury being exalted over there. Your moon nakshatra in itself is like a nakshatra which is considered as very intellectual. This could be the Sadbisha nakshatra, which is considered as a very genius, scholarly kind of energy. This could be the Punarvasu, this could be Uttar Bhadrapada. So while connecting the dots, looking at your fifth house individually, looking at your moon nakshatra individually, and connecting it with Ketu's zodiac sign placement can give us this validation that yes, the soul, a soul that has spent the past lives with intense intellectual or communicative work, like generally people who are like scholars, writers, astrologers, even from the past lifetime as well. So that is the only reason the literary talents comes very natural to you. Now when we talk about the intuitive gifts of yours with your Ketu being in the Gemini, so it tells about some automatic writing, psychic downloads, telepathic flashes, intuitive speech, extremely strong in divination. Again, because friends, the art of giving prophecy can only comes when the Gemini energy is working strong in your case. So yes, that much is possible. When we talk about the birthmark, so you have to check on your shoulder, collarbone, fingers, or even in the hands. When we talk about the relationship, how Ketu will behave, like something which you are carrying the shadow from the past. The soul is carrying it from the past. So emotionally inconsistent partners, karmic lessons through communication breakdowns and misunderstandings, often needs a partner who stabilizes their mind. So yes, that becomes very important because Ketu can make someone very detached, absent-minded, not being present in this world, that kind of thought process. So yes, you need a partner who stabilizes your mind. That will become very important. Now friends, let's say for example, if your Ketu is placed in the Cancer zodiac sign. So to begin with, what does it tell about the maturity of your soul? So first of all, it is one of the best placement. Ketu in the water signs and that too in the Cancer is considered as one of the best placement. And we are lucky, we are fortunate that in 2026, this next nodal shift of Rahu and Ketu is going to be very blessed, especially from the Ketu's end. I'm not talking about from Rahu's end, but from Ketu's end as well. So looking at the maturity of the soul, so a soul that has experienced deep emotional attachments, motherhood, and family bonds in the past lives. In this life, it seeks emotional independence. But yes, the concerns of the and the flavors of the motherhood, like where you have given your maternal care and someone who is going to be very contented, in the matters of the nourishment, emotions. That is what we get to know from this placement. And yes, there might have been soul has some enriched, deep emotional memories from the past. Uh, Talking about the intuition, the intuitive gifts, which this placement tells about, something which is coming as a shadow from the past life. So, cleverance linked to the feelings, dreams, and the cycle of the moon. And I'm sure that if this video has reached to you, you might be a Cancer moon, and it is a time of the full moon. So, yes, and some empathetic psychic sensitivity. When your Ketu is in the moon, you can actually get or catch the mood or feelings of the people around you. Now, talking about the birthmark, so you might have a birthmark if the Ketu energy is strong on your chest, stomach, on breast, or it can also give sensitive digestion as well. Talking about the relationship information, so it can give very unpredictable emotional bonding, karmic issues with the mother, and the person will have this tendency that the person can quickly withdraw when overwhelmed. So, friends, all these are the qualities which will be more powerful, potent, and it is going to be a verification if along with this, like your Ketu being in the Cancer, also in your fifth house, like in your fifth house you have Moon being exalted, or you have like your Moon Nakshatra individually. Individually, your Moon Nakshatra is like Pushya. With Pushya, there is a lot of the nourishment which is possible. And again, friends, don't get mistaken when we talk about the Rahu Ketu Nakshatras, even to an extent the Gandmul Nakshatra. The concern with them, these are the people who are born with heavy karma, and in certain cases, power of blessings, gift, intuitive gift generally come more easily. It becomes more accessible to people who have these kind of Gandmul Nakshatra of theirs, or the Nakshatras of the Rahu and Ketu. So, what could be a blockage in the material realm, in the material life to function as per the standards set by the society, becomes a blessing in the spiritual world, in the spiritual realm. So that is the only reason a lot of the people who eventually become very successful monk, healer, their own personal lives tend to remain filled with many major problems. So yeah, you have to understand this, that whatever I have explained over here with Ketu being in the Cancer zodiac sign, all these analyses are going to become more potent, more powerful if even in your fifth house you have Moon or you have Venus well placed in the fifth house, and individually the Moon Nakshatra is also something which represents deep emotional nourishment and care, like Punarvasu, Pushya, all these are the nakshatras which are strongly attached with the very maternal, emotional nourishment and care with empathy. Now, friends, if your Ketu is placed in the Leo zodiac sign, now what does it tell about? The soul maturity. So it tells about that the past life of royalty, leadership, fame, or dramatic ego expression. Now the soul detaches from the spotlight and seeks the simplicity. So yes, this is a very enriched, very entitled, empowered kind of soul. Those who have Ketu being there in the Leo. And again, friends, the three places or three pillars which from your ascendant chart can give information regarding the journey of your soul. You have to connect everything. So you are born with Ketu being in the Leo. Over and above that, what is the state of your fifth house? Do you have like Saturn being there in the Capricorn or Jupiter being there in the Cancer? What is the state and nature of your Moon Nakshatra? So with your Ketu being in the Leo, if your Moon Nakshatra is like Dhanishta, which also tells about power, or this could be Jeshtha, which also tells about seniority. So that's how you have to connect the dots. So with Ketu being in the Leo, strong fifth house, and a very entitled kind of Moon Nakshatra is a very sure shot validation that yes, all these things which I have talked about, that the past life you might be a royalty, or you might have enjoyed some sort of leadership, power, throne, is possible. Now talking about your specific intuitive gifts. So like we generally say, like people who have and they get very prophetic kind of dreams, destiny intuition, like those events which are very strongly karmic and destined, you get an intuition and gut feel of that. Ability to sense future outcomes easily. So what is going to happen, like people who are very successfully able to speculate the future, that could be your intuitive gifts. Talking about the birthmarks, so now you have to check if the Ketu energy is strong, it will definitely leave a mark. Do you have like any mole on the heart region or on the spine or on the upper back, any birthmark? Now friends, talking about the relationship, so there could be struggle with the ego dominated partners, because been there, done that, seen that, experienced that, it's your story. So struggle with the ego dominated partners. Needs a partner who respect their quietness and inner world. Now friends, talking about if your Ketu is placed in the Virgo, so what does it tell about? So the soul maturity, it tells about a soul that lived past lives as healers, as someone who knows about medicine, about herbs. And so a soul that lived past lives as healers, scribes, monks, perfectionists, and it carries karmic residue of over service. Now whatever I have said over here, now you have to give attention to other two places in your chart which can give information regarding your past life journey of your soul. So that means what is the state of your fifth house? Like, do you have the in your fifth house you have the like moon being placed in the Cancer sign, or you have like Venus being placed in the Pisces sign? What is the state of your moon nakshatra? So all of that will give this information. If your moon is also in the Ashwini, so your moon nakshatra is Ashwini or Sadbhisha or Pushya, which tells about comfort, caregiving, or Punarvasu. So moon being in these nakshatra, in your fifth house you have individually Venus being exalted over there, and your Ketu is also in the Virgo. So connecting all these three entities, we can surely say this thing. Talking about your specific intuitive gifts with this placement. So medical intuition, like this could be in your case, like whenever something is going wrong within the body, you get that gut feel that okay, I need to get a checkup done because I'm not feeling right. This could be for any other member in the family as well. So medical intuition, body scanning ability, diagnosis through the energy, which many Reiki healer and therapists do, and strong analytical psychic perception. Talking about the birthmarks, friends, so you might have a birthmark. If the Ketu energy is strong, so you might have a birthmark on your lower abdomen or navel area, or you might have slightly sensitive digestion as well. Now talking about your relationship, so overcritical partners or self-criticism ruins the relationship. You need unconditional acceptance. Now friends, if you have your Ketu being in the Libra sign, so what does it tell about the maturity of your soul? It tells about many past life relationships, unions, partnership. Soul now seeks detachment from validation and codependency. So friends, you would have understood the whole process which we are following in this video. So study the Ketu and then look at what is happening in the fifth house. What is happening in the with the moon nakshatra. So for example, we know that there are like certain moon nakshatra which are very relationship driven. Like this could be Rohini, this could be Purva Falguni, this could be the like Uttara Ashadha nakshatra. So if you will get the same information from the moon nakshatra, that studying and looking at the chart that this person has got moon being in the Purva Falguni or moon being in the Uttara Falguni, so this makes person very driven towards relationship. You look at the fifth house which tells about the Pur Punya, past life. Even in the fifth house you find okay, moon Venus are conjunct over there. So that in itself will give this information that yes, the past lifetime has been dedicated, devoted to very much loved in relationship. Like relationship was the driving force for you. Now whether you got betrayed or whether you got loved, I would say that looking at these three parameters will give you very precise information. So this is where the instincts of an astrologer comes, that if there is a pattern in the chart, the instincts of the astrologer will pick it. Now friends, talking about the intuitive gifts of yours. So you will have that power of aura reading, sensing imbalance in people, because Libra is all about balance, right? Even in every human there is the male and the female energy. So the fire and the water, yin and yang energy. So you will have that capacity to sense that imbalances in the people. Psychic understanding of the motives of people. So you will get that, okay, this person is intending to harm, this person is intending to help. You will get to know about that. Talking about the birthmarks, so you have to check the private organs on the hips, lower back or buttocks. There you will find the information. If Ketu is strong, there will definitely be a birthmark, like a mole or something. Now friends, talking about the relationship. So karmic relationship dominates the life. Often soulmate or past life connection, high possibility, and hard to maintain balance until the soul matures. Now friends, talking about if you have your Ketu in the Scorpio zodiac sign. Now this is very intense. So before friends, I will say anything. I'm sure you would have watched the introduction part of this video, that for concluding or coming to conclusion about the journey of your soul, three places you have to see in the chart. So Ketu's placement, moon nakshatra, and the fifth house. So if there is something dark, which I will say over here, if it is being verified with your moon being also in the Mula nakshatra, Adara nakshatra, Jeshta nakshatra, you have Mars and Ketu, Mars and Saturn, Mars and Rahu kind of combination in the fifth house, then it will indicate more towards, more in the direction of something dark. So that is how you have to blend everything, connect the dots. So friends, talking about the maturity of the soul, so extremely old soul. You might be an occultist, tantric, mystic, healer, astrologer in many past lives, and you carry very deep karmic memory. So friends, like I would say that if with this explanation, your moon nakshatra is also a nakshatra which can make someone a very good astrologer. So this could be the Anuradha nakshatra, this could be the Sadbisha nakshatra, Ashwini nakshatra, all the Gandmool nakshatras. I always say even the Gandmool nakshatra might create a blockage in the material attainment, but when it comes down to the cleverance, spirituality, becoming a medium, a channel, so they are very blessed in that front. So yes, but if your Ketu is in the Scorpio, these all are the things which comes natural to you. Your soul is carrying the gift of cleverance, intuition. Also friends, talking about the intuitive aspect, so full spectrum psychic, like I mean to say power of cleverance, mediumship, astral travel, channeling, dream walking, all of that is possible. Talking about the birthmarks, so yes, if your Ketu is in the Scorpio, how powerful, how strong it is, it will be reflected through the body marks or the birthmarks. See friends, the birthmark is one thing which I have seen very strongly visible in the case of Ketu and Mars in a human body, because Mars leave its impact through some injury, and with Ketu it is something very unique, which tells about that omens and nature is kind to you. You are in synchronicity with the nature. All that phenomena of seeing the angel number is simply just one information that this person is aligned with his life path or is in synchronicity with the nature or being favored by the omens. That's in pure terms seeing the angel number means. So yes, the birthmark, talking about the birthmark, it might be on the genitals, on the private parts, pelvis, tailbone, spine base, and you will have that strong kundalini sensation. You will have that. Talking about the relationship, friends, so it gives very intense karmic bond, like detachment after betrayal, You attract partner with unresolved trauma, and you meant to learn through deep emotional transformation. So yes friends, if I were to say that, see, Ketu's placement in the water signs in itself is a validation that there is a strong residual from the past which is in this lifetime accessible to you. And just because your Ketu is in the Scorpio, because it's not all about the healing and nourishment, maternal care, which could be the domain of the Cancer. Here we are talking about Scorpio energy, which is very intense, which is very dark. So that means the spiritual gift of the cleverance comes very natural to you. And in some lifetime, you might be a occultist or a tarot reader or a psychic or a fortune teller. High possibility of that. Now again, whatever I'm saying over here, verify that with studying Ketu in combination with the state of your 5th house and the state of your moon nakshatra. Now friends, if your Ketu is in the Sagittarius sign, so Ketu in the Sagittarius, friends, talking about and studying it from the perspective of the maturity of the soul, it tells about that past life is deeply connected to pilgrimage, temples, scriptures, teaching, and higher dharma. Like you are a born preacher soul. And yes, you have to now study the chart with the 5th house and the moon nakshatra. So for example, your Ketu is in the Sagittarius, your in your 5th house you have like exalted Jupiter, or you have like even moon being in the Taurus, or even like Capricorn Saturn. So that in itself tells about the scholarly qualities. And individually your moon nakshatra is also like very righteous driven, like this could be the all the Uttara nakshatras, like this could be Uttara Bhadrapada nakshatra is very scholarly, very intelligent, very wise, or this could be Kritika nakshatra is also considered as very intelligent. So that means if in combination with Ketu in the Sagittarius, some academic, scholarly, righteous, virtuous kind of combination in your 5th house, and moon nakshatra also giving the same information, same guidelines, then we can come to this conclusion. Talking about the intuitive gifts, friends, so prophetic intuition, spiritual vision, ability to sense the divine signs, and strong nadi level intuition. Now friends, when we say ability to sense divine signs, it becomes very important. If your Ketu is in the Sagittarius, I can assure you, this incident once happened with me. Although because in all of my life, like till the time I was in India, I'm all the time doing back-to-back pilgrimage, going to temples. I find myself being at home whenever I'm around the sadhus, rishi, or in all these pilgrim cities like Kashi, Vrindavan, Haridwar. Just because I come from the northern India, so those cities were very accessible, very nearby. So I remember once it happened during my college days. I had a very bad day. I guess I had fight with the family members and all, and I was like just babbling and in a bad mood in a transit, in a bus. And I saw that one guy in a crowd. He was just looking at me, and he had that deep calmness in his face, and he was smiling like some Guru Tulla person is smiling. So again, when we say that you have the ability to sense divine signs, because these days we live in a day and age of too much marketing, advertising, too much charade. So you do not have to wear all those beads and wear those tilak and everything to prove as a validation that I am religious, accept me as religious, see me as religious. This is like a inner trait and quality which blows around you like a fragrance, like the way fragrance comes from the flower. So the point which I'm saying over here is that at least in this area you will not be deceived. You can fairly make a difference, or your instincts will not misguide you in terms of judging and validating someone with actually that level of divine stature, enlightened stature. So you will be able to see it through in a person, that okay, this person might be living life as per the divine standards. So you will not be led wrong in that aspect of the life in terms of your intuition or your people judgment. So yes, so intuition, specific intuitive gift, for people who have Ketu in the Sagittarius is prophetic intuition, spiritual visions, ability to sense the divine signs, and strong Nadi level intuition. Friends, talking about the birthmark, if the Ketu energy is strong, I always say that especially with Mars and Ketu, these are the two planets which always leave a birthmark sign. Mars because of injury and Ketu because of the uniqueness and some sort of like power and potency of the soul, how mature and wise the soul is. So if that is the case with you, Ketu is strong, so you will definitely have a birthmark, and it can be decoded through Ketu's zodiac sign placement. When it comes down to Rahu and Ketu, more than their house placement, I give more emphasis to their zodiac sign placement. Yes, they don't have a physical body, right? So you might have a birthmark on your thighs, hips, and sometimes unusual marks on the legs. Now the relationship information, it tells about that the person will seek partners with spiritual depth, reject superficial connection, and could detach from partners lacking ethics. So yes, with Sagittarius, virtues, ethics, mannerism matters a lot. So this person will detach from a person who does not have high morals in the life, does not have proper ethics in the life. Okay friends, now moving ahead, now let's say for example, if your Ketu is in the Capricorn sign, so what does it tell about the maturity of the soul? So it tells about a soul shaped by duty, responsibility, and social structure in the past lives. Like you could be a king, you could be an architect, you could be a lawmaker, you could be a worker. Now you move towards spiritual simplicity because the past life has been filled with, your soul is already tired because of following the discipline, structure, and the rules, regulation, and the order. So now whatever I'm saying over here, you have to verify that what is the state of the fifth house, what is the state of your moon nakshatra. Is like your moon nakshatra is also the energy of a nakshatra where there's a lot of the decorum, like the way we say that with the Jeshtha, with the Uttarashadha. So these are the nakshatra where how the society will perceive us. That notion becomes very important. It's like with certain people, it's just like that. They want to live life the way their mind, their emotions, their feeling governs them, or life dictates them. But with certain nakshatra, the public acceptance and how the public perceive them, it becomes very important that they want to be seen respectfully. There is no option to that. They want to be seen respectfully in the society, period. So that means, so if your Ketu is in the Capricorn, your moon nakshatra is something like Uttarashadha, something like Jeshtha, Magha, lot of attention given to the power and all. And fifth house also is giving that information, Saturn being placed over there, and Ketu is in the Capricorn. So yes, it verifies this claim. So the soul is very much shaped up by duty, responsibility, and the social structure from the past life. When we talk about the intuition, the intuitive gifts, so time-based intuition, like knowing when events will unfold. So you will be very good in that. Ability to sense long-term karmic consequences. Yeah, that is the beauty which is very natural to people who have Ketu in the Capricorn, that they are very much in sync, in line with the repercussion of the actions. And again, if utilized well, all those people whom we have seen that all those females I have seen, like so many clients of mine who are now living a very successful life, working in the tech, in IT. They come from the southern part of India, and when they share their experience that they came from very humble background, and just because their parents, especially their mother, she was like very strict, she was very religious, she was very much devoted, dedicated to a specific god, and whatever they have achieved, it's all because of the right decision, right vision, right rituals being done by their parents, by their mother. So that's what I'm trying to say, that they have this ability to sense the long-term karmic consequences. This is for, I gave you a good example. It is same in terms of the cautionary things as well, that never offend, disrespect specific people, because if they will curse you, like the way we say in India, like in the traffic signals. Sometimes you see the eunuchs asking for money, because we know that there is a power in their blessing. Some of the mendicants and the ascetics who in their parampara uh, going for the bhiksha, like begging alms, is a part of their discipline. So that means if you are going to make fun of someone like this who is doing that thing as a part of a spiritual duty, so that means there is going to be a karmic consequence of that. And people who have Ketu in the Capricorn, they have this tendency to sense that. So ability to sense long-term karmic consequences. When we talk about the birthmark, friends, so if the way I have been explaining, if the Ketu energy is strong, if the Mars energy is strong, these are the two entities which are known for leaving a mark in the body, physical birthmark in the body. Mars because of the injury mark, and Ketu because of the evolutionary level of the soul. It's the testimony that this soul is very mature, very ripe, very much aligned with the nature, cosmos. So generally the birthmark, if you are born with Ketu in the Capricorn, your birthmark will be on the knees, joints, bones, or on the back of the legs. Information on your relationship. So these are the people who feel responsible for their partner. Attractive to emotionally dependent individual. Learns karmic boundaries little bit slowly. Now friends, if your Ketu is placed in the Aquarius, so that means first of all, what does it tell about the maturity of the soul? It tells about that you might have lived your past life as a reformer, as a rebel, as an astrologer, scientist, occultist, or community leader. Means, in short, highly evolved. So now friends, as what I have explained in the introduction part of this video, this assessment will be verified if you get the same hint from the moon nakshatra and from the 5th house. Now let's say for example with Ketu in the Aquarius, your moon nakshatra is Kritika, which is seen as a rebel, or Adra. Along with that, in your 5th house, you have Rahu and Mercury conjunction. So then we can verify this claim that Ketu in the Aquarius is in synchronicity with the whole structure of the chart. So it is a confirmation that the soul in the past life has been of a rebel, has been of a reformer. Your intuitive gifts. So the collective consciousness intuition, knowing the social shift, sensing group energies and future timelines. Again friends, Ketu in the Aquarius could be very, very psychic, especially about the mass trend, mass shift of the consciousness. So you will have that sense. The birthmark, friends. So if Ketu energy is strong, if the Mars energy is strong, they are reputed, they are known to leave a mark in the body. So you might have birthmark on the calves, ankles, or the lower legs. Again, it is all dependent on how strong Ketu energy is. If the Rahu Ketu axis is strong, especially Ketu is strong, your soul is mature, wise, you will find a mark in these places. The information about the relationship. So detachment from the emotional drama. These people prefer freedom-based relationship models. Like they attract very unconventional partners. And lastly friends, if your Ketu is placed in the Pisces zodiac sign, so what information we get to know about the maturity of the soul? So friends, see, this is the oldest soul placement. The moksha oriented, mystic, saint like, last birth or near final birth cycle. Now it's a very heavy statement. So obviously if a chart is like that, the person's personality is going to be like that as well. The taste, preferences, inclination, natural traits will be somewhat aligned like this. The person's moon nakshatra might be like the nakshatras like Uttar Bhadrapada is considered as very spiritual, or this could be the Anuradha nakshatra, this could be the Pushya nakshatra. So this can give us this information. Along with that, in the 5th house also you will find that if let's say for example you are a Pisces Lagna with Ketu there in the 1st house and the ascendant Lord Jupiter is exalted in the 5th house, then it's a high possibility that this might be the last birth. High possibility. So yes, that's how you have to connect the dots. Now friends, talking about the intuitive gift of yours, so the mystical vision, dream prophecy, trance state, psychic empathy, kundalini awakening, and natural samadhi inclination. Talking about the birthmarks, so you might have some mark, like because Mars and Ketu are known to leaving a physical mark in the body if they are strong. So that means the Ketu's birthmark will be seen on the feet, toes, or near eyes. Sometimes birthmarks shaped like symbols or sacred signs, like this could be a swastik, this could be Om, this could be a trident. So high possibility of that. And friends, talking about the relationship, so the native will feel like alien on the earth. Like relationships will feel karmically heavy and need soul level connection. That will become very important. And the native will detach from the worldly bonds very easily. So yes friends, this was just a basic humble attempt from my end. It's a very auspicious Purnima, full moon energy. Like whenever like moon is giving results like this and functioning like this, I always get a hint in my personal life as well. Being a Aries Lagna and the Aquarius moon, that means for the Aries Lagna, moon gets exalted in the Taurus in the second house of family, and even from the Aquarius, it happened to be the fourth house of domestic life. And in the morning only, I got this news that my parents will be visiting me most likely in the month of the January or February. They are looking for the tickets. So some auspicious good news. So that actually made me very happy, and I was like, okay, let me utilize this surge of energy and talk about a topic which is in synchronicity with the today's cosmic alignment. So friends, please, this is a research kind of subject, because when we listen to the Akashic Reader podcast and all the past life soul journey podcast, there is no claim to verify that. I'm sure they are very credible people, very highly elevated level of consciousness, but the beauty of the astrology is that we can rationalize everything on the basis of the placement. So whatever probable guidelines I have given based on the your Ketu zodiac sign placement, please write it in the comment section how much is working actually in your case. And if you want me to make another video with Ketu's placement in different nakshatras or different houses, so please do write that in the comment section as well. So once again friends, thanks a lot for watching this video, and for further more updates and notification on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram account. Dhanyavad.